In just over 2 months, Donald Trump will be inaugurated as the 47th president of the United States. But we're already seeing the first steps in that transition of power, because just a few moments ago, Joe Biden spoke publicly for the very first time since the election results were confirmed.
The people vote and choose their own leaders, and they do it peacefully. And we're in a democracy. The will of the people always prevails. Yesterday, I spoke with President-elect Trump to congratulate him on his victory. And I assured him that I'd direct my entire administration to work with his team to ensure a peaceful and orderly transition. That's what the American people deserve. Yesterday, I also spoke with Vice President Harris. She's been a partner and a public servant. She ran an inspiring campaign, and everyone got to see something that I learned early on to respect so much: her character. She has a backbone like a ramrod. She has great character, true character. She gave her whole heart and effort, and she and her entire team should be proud of the campaign they ran.
CBC's Ellen Morrow is at the White House listening in on what Biden was saying. So tell us more about this very important speech from President Joe Biden, Ellen.
Well, it is an important speech. It is an important moment for Joe Biden, Natasha, his first time addressing the American people after Donald Trump's resounding election victory earlier this week. And we heard Joe Biden try to strike an upbeat tone. It was the same sort of tone we heard from Kamala Harris in her concession speech yesterday, trying to console Democratic supporters who are very upset at this Donald Trump victory, talking about the fight not being over, the fight will continue, and also talking about what he thinks happened in this election. Here's some of what he said on that.
Campaigns are contests of competing visions. The country chooses one or the other. We accept the choice the country made. I've said many times, you can't love your country only when you win. You can't love your neighbor only when you agree. Something I hope we can do no matter who you voted for. January 20th, we'll have a peaceful transfer of power here in America.
So again, you heard President Biden there trying to strike that positive tone, trying, as I said, to console supporters. But this is a very difficult moment for him and Democrats, obviously, after this resounding loss, but for Joe Biden particularly, because there's a lot of soul searching going on, a lot of questions being asked, and a lot of infighting, a lot of what if, very difficult what if scenarios. What if Joe Biden had stepped aside sooner and didn't insist on running for re-election and didn't hold on for so long following that June debate performance? Because even before that brutal June debate performance for the president, voters were expressing concern in poll after poll about his age, about his ability to continue to do the job in a second term. So there is Democratic infighting right now, wondering what could have happened had there been a proper primary process, had there been a candidate, whether it was Kamala Harris or not, but had there been that proper process and the Democratic candidate was able to separate themselves more from Joe Biden, who is an unpopular president. So again, that positive tone, but there are so many difficult questions for him and Democrats right now.
And on the other side, what are we hearing about Trump's plans for his transition?
Well, there's a lot of work in any transition. It's about a 74-day period left for Donald Trump and his transition team. There are thousands of government jobs that are actually political appointments that they need to figure out. More than 1,000 of those are actually appointments that require Senate confirmation. Now, that should be relatively easy for Donald Trump because Republicans won the Senate in this election, and we're waiting to see whether or not they'll also win the House of Representatives, which would mean unified Republican control of government if that were to happen. Now, in terms of what that cabinet might look like, there have been two very prominent names that have been discussed by Donald Trump himself. One of them, Robert Kennedy Jr., who is a controversial anti-vaxxer. Donald Trump, in his words, said that he would be put in charge of making Americans healthy. Again, Donald Trump has also talked about Elon Musk, saying Elon Musk would be the Secretary of Federal Cost Cutting. That's not actually a job, but it's clear that Elon Musk will have some sort of role in the federal government. Also, the big question mark is how much will a Trump administration roll back some of what we've seen achieved in the Biden administration. There are concerns about climate change. For example, Donald Trump said that he wants to roll back a lot of what Joe Biden would see as his big achievements of this term. So a lot to watch for, a lot to happen in these next few days. But as you said, Joe Biden said that he would work with Donald Trump on the transition. That did not happen when roles were reversed in 2020.
CBC's Ellen Morrow in Washington. Thank you.